It started as a dream. Dozens applied, but only 10 were chosen. Every voice was powerful, but only one walked away as the winner. VoiceQuest Live is where voices become unforgettable. VoiceQuest Live!
Yay! Welcome to the first ever VoiceQuest Live! I am so excited to be here with you tonight. Tonight is going to be amazing. I am your MC for tonight. My name is Stacy Peterson. Thank you. A little bit about myself before we begin. I am the mother of several amazing children who I love so much when they're not with me. And I don't want to brag, but I am the author of 3 New York Times bestsellers. So, yes, thank you. I haven't actually written them yet, but I know that when I do, they're going to be amazing. But probably the thing that I am most known for is that I have almost died a bunch. So I'm truly not a fan of killing it on stage. I am all about live, which makes me excited for VoiceQuest Live tonight. So, okay, I am very excited to be able to introduce the amazing founder of VoiceQuest. Please give a warm, loving round of applause to Jasmine Rice.
One year ago, to the day, I packed up my Jeep. I packed up my little dog, Alice. I posted on social media that I was disconnecting for a couple of weeks, and I drove west. I wasn't running from anything. I had just completed an extremely successful event. Business was going well, but I felt like something was missing. I felt like I was supposed to be doing something more impactful. My first night in San Diego, I woke up at 2 a.m. from a very, very vivid dream, and if you know me well, I have very, very vivid dreams. I grabbed my phone and I started writing down everything that I could remember. I didn't want to forget in the morning. I was standing on a stage, just like this. I was wearing a white suit, just like this. And people's names were being called from the audience to come up to the stage. And I remember writing in my phone, the only way I could explain it, it's like a game show, like American Idol meets The Price is Right. But when people were coming up to the stage, they weren't singing like American Idol, and they weren't guessing the price of a microwave like The Price is Right. They were speaking to an audience, just like this. That dream was tonight. I want to explain how this evening is going to work tonight. We had 25 amazing speakers apply to stand on this stage, but only 10 of them were selected by our judges, and they don't know who they are. So when their name is called, they're all prepared. They're going to come up to the stage, and they have 6 minutes to motivate and inspire not only our judges, but the audience. And at the end of the evening, you have the opportunity to vote for the speaker who motivated you and inspired you the most. So there is going to be a grand prize winner tonight. They get $1,000. They get they get a coaching package with our awesome judges, a really cool trophy, and the VoiceQuest Live Champion title, which is pretty awesome. We also have a People's Choice Award, and that is going to be determined by you. So when you vote at the end of the night, you will be determining who our People's Choice Award goes to. I am so excited that you are all here tonight. I believe that there is going to be something that's said on this stage that is going to impact many of you in this room. Welcome to VoiceQuest Live.
So, I would like a huge round of applause for each of our judges that are going to come out. The first is Dr. Liz Wilson. Pretty in pink. The second is Cesar Cervantes. Yay! We have Jess Sato with us. And finally, Marshall Davis Jones. Okay, I'm going to pass the mic to you all and have you guys introduce yourselves. I'm going to say that probably the thing that we all want to know is why you? Why do you get to be the judges tonight, right? So go ahead and share.
All right. A great way to start. Why me? All right, my name is Marshall Davis Jones. That's right. I'm the founder of Mind, Body, Speak. I've had the opportunity to tune and retool voices from hostage negotiators to sales teams and public speakers. What I'm listening for tonight is the power in your speaking voice, because your speaking voice transmits the power and the depth within your message. So I'm here to judge that part. So whether you sing or you give force and thunder, I'm listening for that in your voice.
Woo! Nice.
All right, hi everyone, I'm Jess Sato. I am the founder of Jess Sato Consulting, and I am passionate about helping people, women specifically, use their voice to get their big, bold ideas out into the world. And so what I am listening for today is that big, bold idea. Like, what is it that you stand for? I want to hear your perspective and your point of view and make me kind of go, huh, never thought of that before.
All right. Hey everyone, I'm Cesar Cervantes. I'm the founder of Top Talks, where we help entrepreneurs land and deliver keynotes and TEDx talks that change the world and transform their business at the same time. So I'm also the author of Great Speech, which is a book that gives you the blueprint to all great speeches. What I really look for is a problem to solve, a unique way to solve that problem, and that you have your audience in mind the whole way through. So I'm so excited to be here.
Hi everyone, I am Dr. Liz. Don't let the doctor title fool you. I can't save your life. But I am a specialist in organizational culture and human behavior. Fancy way of saying I know why people cry in the restroom at work. Okay, so the reason I'm here today is I'm not a coach of a speaker, I am a speaker. And in fact, I did the mathematics today, and it's been 21 years since I did my first corporate gig in front of 800 people back in my home country of Australia. What I look for in a speaker is a little bit different, because I stand on stage for an hour. And I want to see your authenticity. The best version of you is the authentic version of you, okay? And remember that. What I hope to take away is a captivated experience of your story and some takeaways that I can apply in my life. Okay?
Yay! Well, I am very excited because we have someone very special here tonight to be able to kick off VoiceQuest Live. And she is going to demonstrate exactly what's going to be happening tonight by giving a brilliant, beautiful speech in just 6 minutes. Now, you're all special, okay? But in the speaking world, she's a little more special. Okay, let's just be honest. Tonight, who we have with us is Amelia Rose Earhart. She is a round-the-world pilot. Yes? Yes? She is a best-selling author and a professional speaker. So please give a huge VoiceQuest Live round of applause to the amazing, magnificent Amelia.
Thank you. Wow, well, blue skies, VoiceQuest. I am so honored to be here today. My name is Amelia Rose Earhart, and I am an around-the-world pilot, international keynote speaker, author, and artist. And after now circumnavigating the globe in a single-engine aircraft to recreate the flight of the incredible American hero that I was named after, Amelia Earhart, my biggest lesson and takeaway is that the only aircraft that never experiences turbulence is the one
that stays locked up in a hangar. That's not what planes were built for. They were built to take flight, just like you and I here in this room. Now, I have a quick question. Are any of you in this room a fan of turbulence? When the plane gets bumpy, are you like, wee, or are you like gripping the arm? Anyone like turbulency? I ask all my audiences that question. No one ever raises their hands, okay? But I can prove to you here on this stage that turbulence can actually occasionally make you smile just a bit. Would you like to see me prove that here on the stage? All right, I need to be very still to make this happen. Take a deep breath because I am nervous. Anytime I speak locally in Denver, I always get the nerves. Brings back my 9 News days. But to show you that turbulence can be a little bit fun, ready? This dress is way better with just a little bit of turbulence, right? It shakes things up a bit. Now, when I share my message of flying around the world, there's obviously a lot to explain. I'm sure a few of you have some questions, like, are you related to Amelia Earhart? Well, because I have 6 minutes, I have to tell you the very short version of that. The answer is no. But for a long time, I thought I was related to Amelia. My parents, Debbie and Glenn, who were kind of hippies out in Southern California back in the 80s, when they found out that they were having a little girl, my mom looked at my dad and said, Glenn, we have a very cool opportunity here. Our last name is Earhart, same as Amelia, and everyone in your family says that we're related to Amelia Earhart, so let's name our baby girl Amelia. And my dad goes, oh, no, Debbie, we cannot do this to this kid. What if she feels like she has to, I don't know, grow up and become a pilot? What if Amelia feels like she has to grow up and, I don't know, do something totally crazy, like try to fly around the world? My mom, who is the artistic, passionate one, looks back and says, what's wrong with that? She said, also bonus, when our kid goes to a party, no one will ever forget her name. So true, it definitely works in my favor. Now, growing up, I believed I was related to Amelia, so naturally I got into aviation, worked every odd job I could find because there was no pile of cash waiting for me to learn how to take to the skies. I was kind of on my own, like I said, hippie parents, I love them dearly, but they did not know what they were doing. They also didn't realize that they would get this weird overachiever kid, okay, who would actually go after this. So I learned to fly, got a job in TV and radio, somehow kept getting those aviation ratings, and as I was moving along, I started saying out loud, maybe someday I could fly around the world. And everyone would ask me, are you related to Amelia Earhart? I would say, yeah, well, my parents say that I am, and eventually that wasn't quite enough. So I hired a genealogist, and she said, yes, Amelia, you are related to the first. And I felt vindicated. I felt connected to this American hero. So I started raising money and talking corporations, some of the biggest in the aviation world, talking them into helping me fund this flight around the globe. I even borrowed a $4.5 million airplane. And boy, did it feel good, because I wanted to raise the numbers of women in aviation. So I go on the Today Show and announce this flight around the world, and suddenly I hit turbulence. Because on TV, I said I was related to Amelia Earhart. Turns out when I returned back home, a coworker of mine who's into amateur genealogy, he looked into my family record and proved that I wasn't related to her. And unfortunately, he did it in a really public way, to embarrass and shame me. So I had to navigate through this. I'm like, oh my gosh, new information. I did another report, turns out he was right. I had to reframe my entire journey. Instead of worrying about being related to Amelia Earhart, I decided to relate to Amelia Earhart, which is to be tenacious, courageous, and bold, and show up as pilot in command of my journey. Because when I asked myself and sort of detached myself from that struggle I was going through internally, I had to say, should I still fly around the world, even though I'm not related to this woman? The answer was yes, because I decided that I deserved to be there. Now, I want to ask you a question. When you wake up in the morning, before your feet even hit the ground, are you going to be pilot in command of your day, or are you going to fly along as a passenger? That has been the biggest difference maker for me, completing that flight around the world and now becoming a speaker, traveling all over the globe. Because when we show up as pilot in command, we act with a sense of agency. And that's how I kept my flight around the world together. I didn't lose any sponsors along the way. I had a lot of social media haters, but they're just sitting on their couch eating Cheetos in their sweatpants. The decision makers stayed on board because that sense of agency, when we show up as pilot in command, other people can feel it, they can sense it. So to all the speakers in this room who are about to stake the stage, you have made so many pilot in command decisions to get here, and I want to commend you for that. I also want to commend Jasmine for this incredible event. And as you take to the stage tonight, I wish you all blue skies. Thank you so much.